The upcoming Beyblade UX confuses me. Starting from the beginning, about 2 weeks ago, we got our first teaser look at an upcoming Beyblade that looks really mysterious. It's more of a silhouette. They're definitely keeping it under wraps until, I assume, about 2 weeks from now. I've even made a video talking about it and did a bit of like a Photoshop thumbnail to make it look especially cool. And there are some things that we can notice straight away, like they're still metal. Big surprise. The launcher prongs look to be plastic instead of metal, which is a bit of a change. It has a really aggressive kind of sword shape. And then there's a lot that's rumored as well, but not fully confirmed, like the whole Beyblade UX name scheme, and that it's an upgrade or a variant to Duran's sword. Upgrade, variant, evolution, whatever. But other than that, we don't really know much, and the more I look into it, the more confused I get. What is not confusing though is hitting that like button and hitting subscribe to join the Nook Nation, and also checking out Mall of Toys. They have a bunch of Beyblade X stuff up for sale and up for pre-order, like the new Unicorn Sting and the upcoming Phoenix Cowl, and it won't be long until they have these mysterious UX bays up for sale as well. So go and check them out, link in the description down below, and make sure to use code ilinnuc to get 5% off of your first purchase. So let's talk about the first reason why it's a bit confusing, and that is the release time. So we already know what the February release is going to be, and the UX Bay is the only one that was teased so far, so we can assume that comes in March, which goes along with the rumored release date as well. And typically, with March releases, those are bays for a new season. Going back to Beyblade Burst in its 7 or 8 year history, the March releases were typically for brand new seasons. Think of God Valkyrie, Winning Valkyrie, Ace Dragon, Super Hyperion, the list goes on. Those were all released in March. But what's different here in Beyblade X is that March is going to be about midway through season 1. So the entire release cadence that we've known for a long time, like close to a decade now, is going to be broken. So now that we can rule out Beyblade UX being the sequel lineup for the Season 2 line of Beyblade X, it now looks more likely that it's going to be end of season evolutions, kind of like Chozy Achilles, Lucifer the End, Dangerous Belial, bays like that. Still a little bit early for end of season evolutions, but whatever. So if we go with the thought that these are end of season kind of upgrades or variants, what does the UX mean in the release code? If I want to be super basic and simple with it, I would say Ultra X or Ultimate X, something like that, something to kind of describe these being the tippity top, the best of the X system so far. Like I said earlier, the UX naming code is still just heavily rumored. It has not been fully confirmed by Takara Tomy yet, so they could just keep these bays as BX, but if they do change it to UX, it makes it pretty interesting. And will every season or lineup of bays have different codes? If it is, what are they going to do for Season 2? Are those still going to be called UX? Are they going to go with BX2? Electric Boogaloo? I don't know. Another thing that kind of confuses me about UX, and I know it's confused you guys as well, is what these bays are going to be. So it's heavily rumored that we're going to get 3 releases in March, as well as 1 entry set. I don't even want to talk about the set. Hopefully they don't change up the stadium. That'd be kind of unfortunate. But I have seen some comments and ideas about what these UX bays will be, ranging from evolutions to just brand new bays, even to the remakes, which they're definitely not going to be the remakes. I know it has a bit of an Excalibur shape, but we're not going to get Excalibur for a little while. And whenever we do, it's going to be just like Dronzer as like a BX00 or like a BXH, whatever the code is. It's not UX. So if UX is a late season evolution or upgrade, that means we're going to be getting new versions of Hell Scythe, Duran's Sword, and Wizard Arrow, or Duran Dagger, Hell's Chain, whatever. Just variants to the original trio of bays. I'm kind of hoping we don't get UX evolutions to Night Shield and Night Lance as well, or maybe they combine all three of Multi's bays into just a one UX release. I just don't really want to waste UX codes on all these different evolutions instead of getting brand new bays, but what do you guys think? And if they are upgrades or evolutions to the main protagonist bays, does that mean we're going to get upgrades for Season 2? As well in just a few months in like the fall? I mean, that's kind of a lot of bays. Just looking at Dran Sword, we had Dran Sword, Dran Dagger, whatever the UX upgrade is, and then Season 2, all in the span of about a year. That's 4 different versions. So going back to the beginning of Burst, we had like 2 Valkyries in a year. Big difference. And how UX is an upgrade to Beyblade X is also something that confuses me. We really don't see a very obvious gimmick here. Maybe they're going to do something with the ratchets and the bits. Maybe they're just kind of refining the shape and making them kind of look extra cool. But going back to the teaser picture, like I said earlier, we still have metal. The shape is a lot more aggressive in like a sword shape kind of. But the main difference is the launcher prongs, which are plastic instead of metal. I don't know what that means for durability, or if that means maybe we're going to be able to swap more parts out. I have no idea. But in general, it still just kind of looks like Beyblade X, but just a little bit more extreme. So, Ultimate X. I was also talking to Nizuma Blader about this, and he found a bit of text on the teaser that translates or could translate to meaning that there is going to be an inlay of some sort. What that could possibly mean, I don't know. Maybe it's a detail or a new part. It could also just be a mistranslation. So if it's wrong, blame Nizuma, okay? Don't blame me. But that is Beyblade UX and all the confusingness that comes with it. I'm pretty sure I'm just overthinking it. I'm kind of expecting more than what we're probably going to get in actuality. I assume they're just going to be more aggressive, just have a little bit of a different design to make them a little bit different. But the real major change to the system is going to come with Season 2 in the fall or the late fall. But there is one more thing I want to talk about, not worthy of making a whole video of, and that is the fact that Tripio is gone. It's over. In case you don't recall, there is the Beyblade crossover project where they're going to be remaking Beyblades from previous generations in the new X system, and they put it to a vote, and the winning Beyblade from the plastic gen vote was Tripio. I have a Tripio right here. Doesn't look like it because it's severely broken, but it's Tripio. And over the last couple of months, we've seen some prototypes of Tripio, and we've heard about some issues that they were having designing it. Well, in the last couple of days, we got the news that it was axed. It was canceled. They will not be making it any longer. Some of the issues they ran into is that because the bay is so big, there's the chance that people's fingers could get caught in the actual wheel, which kind of makes sense. So they thought of maybe shrinking the entire Beyblade down, but then it just kind of got rid of the entire vibe, the entire personality of the Beyblade, which they just didn't like. So they ended up just canceling it. Unfortunately, that does make sense. The safety of people's little fingies is important, especially for younger people that play. I will say though, they didn't really consider that for the original Tripio, and those tiny little launchers were really small. So I guarantee you there were some clipped fingernails. But for Beyblade X, they're changing it up. But as the idea of a Tripio remake crashed and burned, a new remake announcement was born from its ashes, and that is of a silhouette from Metal Fight, which we all know to be Storm Pegasus, or it could be Storm Capricorn. Metal Tops would be happy, but it's Storm Pegasus. Ugh. Which is awesome. I don't really know when the Bay is going to be releasing. It's still in development, so we won't see it for a little while. I think it's going to be announced or shown off more in March, so we have a little while. But a new Pegasus, or a new Pegasus, the Metal Fight fans are going to be happy. But that is going to wrap up this video. Sorry for just kind of rambling on about UX and the ways it confuses me, and really just talking about stuff that doesn't really matter. But if you liked it anyways, hit the like button, hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation, and I will see you in the next one. Have fun, and bay away.